auspicious day, and it's really my honor to speak today on Bhagavatam. Yeah, Bhadra Purnima. Today, that's right. Everyone who gets a set of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and gives it as a gift to someone who he or she cares about gets his ticket back home, back to Godhead. So it's a very auspicious day to get Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam set or to sponsor Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam set. So, and we're going to read today from, guess from where? From Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. This is, I need to find the verse. We're reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 2nd canto, chapter number 2, text 19. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Divim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashta Prayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Alright, 2:19. We're going to read Sanskrit first. Itham munis tu paramet vyavasthito. Itham munis tu paramet vyavasthito. Vijnanadrik virya surandhitashaya. Vijnanadrik virya surandhitashaya. Svaparshni pidya tato nilam. Svaparshni pidya tato nilam. Sthaneshu shatsu namayi jitaklama. Sthaneshu shatsu namayi jitaklama. Itham munistu paramet vyavastito. Vijnanadrik virya surandhitashaya. Svaparshnina pidya tato nilam. Sthaneshu shatsu namaye jitaklama. If you would like to recite. Itam munistu paramet vyavasito. Vijnanadrik virya surandhitashaya. Svaparshnina pidya tato nilam. Staneshu shatsu namaye jitaklama. Itam. Thus, by Brahman realization, Munihi, the philosopher, tu, but, uparamet, should retire, vyavasthitaha, well situated, vijnanadrik, by scientific knowledge, virya, strength, surandhita, well regulated. Ashayaha, aim of life. Svaparshnina, with the heel of one's foot. Apidya, by blocking. Gudam, the air hole. Tata, thereafter. Anilam, life air. Sthaneshu, in the places. Shatsu, 6 primary. Unnamayet, must be lifted. Jittaklamaha, by extinguishing material desires. Purport, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. By the strength of scientific knowledge, one should be well situated in absolute realization and thus be able to extinguish all material desires. One should then give up the material body by blocking the air hole through which stool is evacuated with the heel of one's foot and by lifting the life air from one place to another in the 6 primary places. Purport. There are many Duratmas who claim to have realized themselves as Brahman and yet are unable to conquer material desires. In the Bhagavad Gita 18.54, it is clearly explained that an absolutely self-realized soul becomes completely aloof from all material desires. Material desires are based on the false ego of the living being and are exhibited by his childish and useless activities to conquer the laws of material nature and by his desire to lord it over the resources of the 5 elements. With such a mentality, one is led to believe in the strength of material science with its discovery of atomic energy and space travel by mechanical vehicles. And by such tiny advancements in material science, the false egoist tries to challenge even the strength of the Supreme Lord, who can finish all man's tiny endeavors in less than a second. The well-situated self of Brahman, realized soul, perfectly understands that the Supreme Brahman, or the personality of Godhead, is the all-powerful Vasudev, and that he, the self-realized living being, is a part and parcel of the Supreme Whole. As such, his constitutional position is to cooperate with him in all respects, in the transcendental relation of the served and the servitor. Such a self-realized soul ceases to exhibit his useless activities of attempting to lord it over material nature. Being scientifically well informed, he fully engages himself in faithful devotion to the Lord. The expert yogi who has thoroughly practiced the control of the life air by the prescribed method of the yoga system is advised to quit the body as follows. He should plug up the evacuating hole with the heel of the foot and then progressively move the life air on and on to 6 places: the navel, abdomen, heart, chest, palate, eyebrows, and cerebral pit. Controlling the life air by the prescribed yogic process is mechanical, and the practice is more or less a physical endeavor for spiritual perfection. In olden days, such practice was very common for the transcendentalists, for the mode of life and character in those days were favorable. But in modern days, when the influence of Kali Yuga is so disturbing, practically everyone is untrained in this art of bodily existence. Concentration of the mind is more easily attained in these days by the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. The results are more effective than those derived from the inner exercise of the life air. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadvatam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitam Shcham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you everyone for watching us online. First of all, I would like to ask blessings from all the devotees present here. May I speak something in line with Shastra and beneficial for everyone, so you will be able to apply and use it in your life. Thank you. So this is instructive verse. Instructive verse about how can we really achieve this perfection of the human life. Srila Prabhupada explains that in the previous ages, what is recommended in this verse, how to achieve perfection of life, that people would meditate a lot. They lived for many, many years, more than we live right now, for thousands of years. And their meditation was also for thousands of years. And this process, what describes here, that one should sit, right, and block all his holes, and then bring the life air up and up and up, and then eventually leave the body. It's actually hard to do right now. For us, it's even hard to concentrate on something, even when we read a book, right? If you notice, it's very hard to concentrate. Only when you have already habit and you have practiced it for some time already in this way, you can concentrate. But still, mind goes everywhere. So how can we expect ourselves to meditate even for a day, what to speak about thousands of years, like that? So, and Srila Prabhupada gives very encouraging instructions in this verse, that don't even try to do it in this year, in this age, because you won't achieve any perfection. And in Kali Yuga, people are very disturbed by all the problems. That's why chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, this is the only solution for us. We just the other day I was speaking with one of my friends about the demigods. We were discussing how before, in different ages, demigods would come to the earth to do whatever they want. I don't know, to visit. It's also kind of a blessing to see them. And right now in Kali Yuga, they feel so disgusted that they don't even come, because we're so fallen, we're so don't like to use this word, but sinful, and they don't even feel like they want to come, which is kind of shame. I felt shame. They don't want to come, and because it's a very degraded age and nothing really can help. And person who really comes in touch with the pure devotee of the Lord, with the sound vibration of Maha Mantra, when we hear it on the street, somewhere, someone is chanting, we can consider these people very, very fortunate, even if they don't react how we expect, even if they don't take books. They're very fortunate to even hear this mantra once in their lives. Very fortunate. There is one verse which says, the purport to that verse, I believe it's from Bhagavad Gita, but I can't remember it right now. that it's actually from Śhrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It's very rare to, like our soul went through so many types of bodies. We have changed so many types of bodies. Who knows how many? Only Krishna knows. And all our souls, right? They just loitering around different universes, different planets for thousands and thousands of years. And then by the mercy of a pure devotee, just by hearing the sound vibration, we come in touch with this transcendental mantra. And everything is changed in a second. For Krishna, Krishna can change everything in a second. By the mercy of pure devotees. How we get mercy of Krishna? By the mercy of devotees. That's why it's very nice to serve them as much as possible. And in this way we will be very successful in devotional service, and if you're successful in devotional service, you'll be very successful in any kind of life else you have, whether it's work, whether it's relationships in your family, or even business, right? You'll be successful everywhere, because ultimately everything comes from Krishna. And somewhere else is saying that if you just know the science of this transcendental knowledge of this devotional service, nothing else for you is left to know. So everything will be imparted to you automatically. I was thinking about that, and it's kind of when we learn. I have a friend who is a musician, and she knows how to play very well. And even some instruments, what she doesn't know how to play first, she catches it in a second, right? In a few minutes. And how it works is that a person, there are two types of people who play by ear, like myself, or who knows the science of music, right? Who knows all the notes, all the different, I have no idea how it calls, but they know these things. And the point is, if you know this science, right, you will be able to catch this music, you will be able to play something, right, different instruments. You just will be able to do it because you know. The same with Krishna consciousness. If you advance in Krishna consciousness, Krishna will make the rest is very easier to you. That's why we see the devotees, they are intelligent. No one is as intelligent as devotees. When you speak with devotees, especially those who have a really strong sadhana, even sometimes they might not practice for some time, right? But still, when you speak to this kind of devotees, you can recognize right away this very intelligent person. You just feel it. How? By reading Śhrīmad-Bhāgavatam, by reading these transcendental literatures. That's how we advance. And just want to read a little bit from purport. So Srila Prabhupada speaks here in this purport also that people try to advance their material lives by achieving some kind of success in science, in material science, in developing different things like atomic bombs, and well, you have to be very intelligent to do that, right? But ultimately it won't really help, because ultimately it's all on material platform. And there are two types of people, actually, we know about that, suras and asuras. And suras, it's godly people. What is the difference? Right? Asuras, they're also very intelligent people. From scriptures we have many examples. For example, Hiranyakashipu was a very intelligent person. Right? He knew so many things. He knew how to perform austerities, and you have to be intelligent to ask for such things, what he asked from Lord Brahma. Or Ravana, also, he would perform all different yagyas. He would worship I believe Lord Shiva, but I might be wrong. But you also have to have a spiritual intelligence for that. And so they weren't foolish people at some degree, right? They were very, very materially advanced, and they were very materially intelligent. But they didn't have this faith in God. So asuras, right? It doesn't mean that people are foolish, but it just means that they believe in chance. Right? In Bhagavad Gita there is a nice verse which describes the nature of these people with asuras, demons, they say that, well, I have so much wealth right now, so, and by doing this and this and this, I acquire more wealth, and, you know, I already killed all my opponents, and I'm going to kill the rest, right, and I'll be very successful, and nobody can stop me. So they go by their own plan. But actually, world doesn't work by chance. They believe in that. And basically they believe if I do this and this and that, they can be also very pious. They can do so many things to achieve pious credit. So even coming to the temple, or even giving donations, or even doing different things for welfare of society. But if there is no God consciousness, it's not on the highest level what you can really be like that. And on the opposite side, suras, which are godly people, they believe in that everything is actually it's all Krishna's plan, it's all God's plan, and nothing is coincidental. So many devotees, you know, they tell me like, oh my God, this is such a coincidence, right? I went there, and then I met this devotee, and I took a book from him or from her, and like, oh my God, how can it be? You know, it's so coincidental, like, but it actually is not. It's Krishna's plan, and Krishna is the most intelligent person. And you can compare. There is interesting movies I used to watch about this kind of very, very intellectual people who could go into the bank or to steal some kind of a rare thing, where all these different things, and they had to create a plan. Do you know this kind of movies? When, you know, the kind of laser, this thing, and then they have to, you know, be basically yogis to go under and then to jump and then, you know, catch it, and then it's very interesting. The same way, well, and you have to be very intelligent to do that. But Krishna is the most intelligent. So how he creates things, it's really inconceivable for us to understand. And devotees' nature, they don't really try to understand these things. They just have this faith. They do try, but not in a challenging mood. In very submissive mood, they try to understand and try to really increase their devotional service because of these things happening like that. And when we are able to really go with the Lord's plan, to cooperate with that, everyone will be happy. It's like we will be in tune. I just listened recently one class by Her Grace Urmila Devi Dāsī. She was given this very nice example that what does it mean to go with the Lord's plan? And it's actually a very, very nice explanation, very like down to earth. We can all understand. So when you are in a room, right, like that, so you have doors, right? Doors are created to walk through them, right? And when we just, you know, we don't imagine different things, we don't create any innovations, right? It's just there is a door and we just go in there, right? And this means that we go in with the Lord's plan. But some people, they and you'll be happy if you walk through the door, right? You'll be happy, you believe, you will achieve whatever you're going. But also there are some people who want to go through walls, you know? They see the doors, but they want to like, maybe there's another way. Maybe there is other way, I can do that. And actually, they endeavor so much, and we can't go through wall, we have to build another door in there, right? But ultimately it's also a door. So you could have just gone with Krishna's plan, you could have just gone through that door and, you know, be happy. Also it says that devotees in Nectar of Instruction, they don't over-endeavor for things. If they cannot achieve something, they think, maybe it's just not mine, right? But it doesn't mean they don't do anything. They do everything what they're supposed to do, but the rest they give to Krishna, if Krishna wants to give them. Yeah, and also the difference between, like suras and asuras, the godly people and godless people, is that the intention is different inside. Because outwardly, it might seem very similar, right? Devotees try to distribute these books, right? They try to ask donations. They try to, because books don't grow on the trees, right? And externally, right, it can look as similar to, some kind of business, we try to ask for money, and many people misunderstand that. But intention is different. Intention of a devotee, try to help people, right? Recently right now it's Bhadra Purnima, right? And we try to distribute as many Śhrīmad-Bhāgavatam as possible not because we need money, not because we want to get rid of the books, no, but because we want His Holiness Indradyumna Swami said that we don't want to be misers. We don't want to just keep it to ourselves. We want to share it with everyone. And as many people have it, as it's more for them, it's good for them, right? And sometimes it kind of seems like devotees push some people, right? And not everyone is able to understand it. But it's nice when some devotees give feedback and say, thank you so much, for pushing me, for buying Bhagavatam set. Thank you for pushing me to the Lord. It's kind of nice to hear these things. And so what's the intention behind that? They just want to do good for devotees. And what is the best thing to do? What is the best thing to do good for others? Is to give Krishna consciousness to others. And if person reads Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, his life will never be the same. Completely changed. Even if he reads first canto, even if he reads one page, Srila Prabhupada said, one word from his books, because it's not ordinary. Extremely fortunate person. And we want to make people fortunate. That's why we're doing that. And intention is not to, again, get some kind of, funds or anything like that. Everything belongs to Krishna. If Krishna sees your sincere endeavor, he will just, like my spiritual master says, if you distribute books, temple will just fall on your head. So ultimately you'll have everything because it's in Krishna's interest also. And they also, very important, they don't attach to the result. They just act on the behalf of the Lord, on the behalf of our spiritual master. That's how we act, right? And if people are favorable to devotional service, we engage them. If they're not favorable, right, if they decline, it's okay also, not attached to the result. But the asuras, people who really go by their own actions, right? I do this, then I'll get that. They're very, very attached to the result. And when they don't get whatever they planned, because they planned, how could it didn't work, right? They got very frustrated, extremely frustrated. We know about that. So it's very nice to kind of see your intentions, because your intentions only you can see and Krishna can see. Nobody else can see. Externally, yeah, it can look that you do some kind of material activities, but as long as your mentors know what you're doing, you yourself know what you're doing. When you're sincere with yourself, everything will be fine, no matter what's going on, no matter how it looks outside. Okay, let's see. Maybe are there any questions or corrections? Yes.
Should we say that Hiranyakashipu or the demon are intelligent or they have knowledge? They have knowledge, but should we say they are intelligent?
Well, knowledge, it is intelligence.
No, I will say knowledge. You have knowledge, but it's what you do with it. It's proof if you're intelligent or not. Because if you were intelligent, he will not, like the demoniac, or people who create different things. If they were intelligent, they will not do things like to disturb or to destroy.
Yeah.
Intelligence and knowledge is two different things.
Actually, yes.
I will think so. I will say so.
Yeah.
But I will say Hiranyakashipu have knowledge. But I will not say he was intelligent, because if he was intelligent, he will accept Krishna, he will take to God, he will know his real position.
Yeah. Thank you. This is a nice question. Actually, you think like devotee. That's why it seems to us that I agree, intelligence and knowledge is different things. Knowledge, it's like jnana and vigyan, right? Jnana is knowledge. Vigyan, how to use this knowledge. It's like realization. And similar we can say with knowledge and intelligence. That knowledge, you can know so many things, but if you don't know how to use it, what's the point of it? If you it means you don't use your intelligence. And you see, from material perspective, right? Intelligence.
I would not still say it's intelligence. I would say it's knowledge. Not intelligence.
From devotee's perspective, yes. Real intelligence, when you just know Krishna is God. This is real intelligence. And you are able to, do devotional service for him. But from materialist perspective,
even from material perception, I will not say there is a difference between intelligence and knowledge.
There is a difference. I agree with that. There is a difference.
Intelligence is you get the knowledge. Now what you do with it is what makes you intelligent.
There are also different...
Material
yes. There are material intelligence and spiritual intelligence. There is a difference. Because we cannot say that people who study...
What's the difference between material intelligence
I'll tell you.
and spiritual intelligence?
We cannot say that people who study in Harvard, or different extremely amazing universities, right? We cannot say they're not intelligent. They are intelligent.
They have the capacity of studying, they have the capacity of knowledge, they have the development of the brain too. They have this capacity, but now, even if they study great things, because the body, we all have, their capacity is more developed, but now what they do with it is what makes them really intelligent, even if they study in the biggest
Universities, yes. So what's the question?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if they study in Adver or whatever big university, or I don't know, whatever big university there is, they have the capacity of studying. They have but that doesn't mean like they are intelligent. They have the knowledge. They have a lot of knowledge, and they have the capacity to understand a lot of things and to work fast on it.
Yeah.
That's knowledge and that's the capacity, but intelligence is what they will do with it now. And how they use it and what they do with it, that's what I would call
That's true.
So I will
But
say
also there is a spiritual intelligence.
Two different things.
And also, like I said before, right, in the beginning of the class, that actually people can be they can be intelligent, they can be knowledgeable, right? But it actually takes, you cannot know Krishna by yourself.
What?
You cannot know Krishna by yourself.
No, we can't.
You can know Krishna only by the mercy of devotee.
Yeah, by the mercy of the people.
And if person is not spiritual intelligence, right? It's something different from material intelligence.
Because they purify us, they open by their blessing, we
Yes.
wake up.
Yes.
They uncovered us. And then our intelligence has become uncovered.
Yeah, the Srila Prabhupada says in purport that even though people create so many things by their intelligence, you have to be intelligent to build a skyscraper.
What?
You have to be intelligent to build a skyscraper. I have no idea how to do that. Like these people.
They just get the knowledge for it. They just
Yeah.
get the knowledge, they understand how to do it. The development is there.
But also you have to know how to use that. I can be amazing. Amazing. I can know so many things in in architecture, for example. But if I don't use it, I have no intelligence. I just have knowledge.
They put it in practice, and some people they're more developed to understand things. Their brain are more perceiving things better.
Yeah. And why? Where is it coming from? Why they more developed, right?
Everything is come from God.
Yeah, because Krishna gave them that, and they misuse
now,
it.
Some become proud. It's very easy to become proud of our knowledge.
Yeah.
And then that's how we
Yeah.
crash.
Girardi, we were discussing was the difference between knowledge and intelligence. You have anything to say about that? What do you think?
Well, knowledge is actually having knowledge. It's you have it, but the intelligence is how you kind of like apply it in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So every day we're taking our knowledge and using our intelligence to apply it in such a way
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah. We were discussing Hiranyakashipu, whether he was intelligent or just knowledgeable. It's not like he didn't know about Krishna. He knew there is a God. He knew, but he didn't, he just, well, if we don't say that it is a particular pastime, right, that he was supposed to be a demon. But the point is, he just didn't want to surrender. He didn't want to...
That's what's called his intelligence, because he became a yes of
Spiritual intelligence. But we cannot say that people are not intelligent on a material platform, you know? We cannot say that people are not intelligent on a material platform.
I never said that. I never said that. I said intelligence and knowledge is different. Like she said, Jayavadi said,
how you apply it.
How we apply it. That's what's intelligence.
Yes.
But we cannot say that people are intelligent
Yes.
by having knowledge.
Yeah, that's why I agree with that. Anything else? We can glorify Bhagavatam. You see, why Śhrīmad-Bhāgavatam is so amazing? Because all the answers here, if you just read this book, you will find. And this is why you need a spiritual master to read Bhagavatam, because there's so many contradictions, right? So many different things. Sometimes people can take something out of context, right? And just keep saying that Srila Prabhupada said like that, Srila Prabhupada said like that. But we have to, and he did say everything what he said, but it might be for different people, right? It's I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita recently, and Lord Chaitanya, he would give also different instructions to all his associates, right? He said, Lord Nityananda, go there and preach, right? He said, Srila Rupa Goswami, just go there and discover all these places of pilgrimage, right? It was different, and it was all true. The same with the Bhagavatam. There are many moments which we won't be able to understand, but this kind of discussion is very nice because it creates this kind of doubt, and we try to solve this doubt by going to our seniors, by going to our mentors. I'm taking this Bhakti Shastri course right now. This is kind of the mood. The teachers say that you have to present the questions which are the most, contradictory as you can imagine. We need this kind of questions. This is amazing because sometimes, we might just, read something and decide for yourself, but how do we know whether it's true or not? Right? That's why we need guidance. Without guidance, we cannot go. We need the mercy of pure devotees.
One thing I wanted to say. I met so many people when I was doing book distribution. They tell me, oh, I know all that, I know all those books, or they can recite all the books for you, they can recite all the verses by heart.
Mm-hmm.
They know all the books, they know everything, they can recite every single thing for you.
Uh-huh.
But they just speculate, they just blaspheme, they don't accept God as a supreme.
Yeah.
They know all those things, they have all those knowledge, but still they will say all kind of blasphemy thing, all kind of speculation, and all kind of, they don't accept God as a supreme.
Yeah.
And they know all those things. They can recite it for you beginning to end.
If to achieve Krishna.
But their intelligence is covered because of sometimes
Yes.
because of crowd or different things, you cannot tell how it's becoming covered, but sometimes by different things. But intelligence and knowledge is two different things.
Yeah. If it was, if we could just, learn all Bhagavad Gita by heart, all the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam by heart, and then like if you do that, you'll achieve Krishna, right? It would be not easy, but it would be kind of easier, right? If you just know, I said, okay, let me put this thought in this way. If somebody told us that, okay, if you just learn by heart, memorize Bhagavad Gita, Śhrīmad-Bhāgavatam, then you will, achieve Krishna.
Not really. Not really.
I'm just discussing that. I'm just telling about that.
What?
It would be easier if we just knew that, okay, I just have to memorize that. But Krishna is a person. Devotion, it's not about how many verses you know. Devotion is not about how nice you can recite things. It's good if you can, and it's good if you do. It's good if you memorize. But devotion, ultimately, it's not like that. Very nice story in Chaitanya Charitamrita about that Brahmana who was holding Bhagavad Gita and he was crying. And Lord Chaitanya came up to him and said, "Why are you crying?" And he said, "My spiritual master said I have to read Bhagavad Gita." He said, "Well, so why are you crying?" "Because I don't know how to read." And he said again, "Why are you crying?" "Because I just see the cover. I see Krishna and Arjuna on a chariot. And it just brings me so much, love to my heart that, I'm just crying. I cannot stop my tears." And Lord Chaitanya said, "You know what? You understood Bhagavad Gita without even reading." So devotion is not about how many things we know. Yeah, this is a very good point what you said. That you can memorize so many things, but, if there is... It will help. It will help.
Because he doesn't know how to read, but he heard from the pure devotee. He heard it.
Mm-hmm.
So even if he doesn't know how to read, he understood the whole thing by hearing.
Devotion is something, it's not a material plane. Even memorizing verses, right? We can memorize. Why Srila Prabhupada gives this example of professional reciters? What do? They know Bhagavatam by heart, probably, at least some parts. And they can recite, people paying them money. Is there devotion?
What is it? I didn't hear what you said.
Some people recite Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. They know it by heart. They get paid for that. Is it devotion?
What are you saying? If they know it by heart, that's what I just told you. The people, they will tell you, "Oh, I know all those books, I know everything."
So is it devotion?
No, because they don't accept Krishna.
That's the point, right? Real devotion is about how, reading of these books change your heart.
It's by the blessing of the pure devotee.
How compassionate you becoming, right? How you develop all these amazing qualities, right? By reading these books. Otherwise, there is no way to develop this. And by association and by reading. Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is perfect book to develop these qualities. It's His Holiness Kadambakanda Swami said that we have to take role models from there, how devotees were acted, so much compassion, so much mercy, so much kindness, so much love, so much, just all these good qualities. And if this happening to your heart, this is success. If you know whole Bhagavad Gita and it's not happening, there is no success. We have to pray that, we, at some point we will achieve that. Reading and memorizing, it definitely helps. It definitely helps to keep your mind, mind is also, it's a muscle. We can train it. We can train it so much. Like I said in the beginning, that when we just start reading, right, it's very hard to concentrate, even for 5 minutes. You just don't understand anything. Why? Because we look at the screens. How screens are, generated is that every 10 seconds you have to change the different things. That's how, all the social media works, to get your attention. And now you have to look at the book for an hour, right? Like the same letters, the same different things. So mind gets very, very, lazy. And then we have to train it and train it. So, and by memorizing verses, by reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, by reading Bhagavad Gita every day, day by day. One day you realize that, wow, I can concentrate a little bit, maybe, for 30 minutes, for an hour, for 40 minutes, but it's much better than 10 seconds. And this is a good thing on what to concentrate your attention on. This is actually the best thing. This is the best thing.
May I say something? You see, we can see how it is by the mercy of the spiritual master and the true devotee of the Lord.
Yeah.
It is said in a scripture somewhere that if one engages at the service of the Lord in devotional service, by the mercy of the spiritual master and the true devotee, he becomes the knower of all the knowledge.
Yes. Yes. This is absolutely
Just
true.
like he was crying. He didn't know how to read, but he understood the whole thing.
Yeah. There is another nice verse that says that by just faithful service to your in faith in your spiritual master, all the in faith in his instructions, all the revealed scriptures will be revealed to you. That's it. We'll end my class on that. Grantharaj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai, all the assembled devotees ki, Jai, Go Premanande Hari Bol.